How's it going, everyone? It's me, Dago Blutenthrope, aka the Deadman, and welcome to another episode of The Dead Truth. Now, last time we spoke, we had talked about Abraham and how he was going to kill his son, and God stopped him and said, hold on, I was just kidding, and all that jazz. And I'd like to just pick up right where that kind of left off and on to the next part. And this is about the bride of Isaac. Here we go. Abraham said to his servant, the oldest of his household, who had charge of all that he owned, please place your hand under my thigh, and I will make you swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that you shall not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I live. But you will go to my country and to my relatives and take a wife for my son Isaac. So the servant placed his hand under the thigh of Abraham, his master, and swore to him concerning this matter. It's kind of an odd way to promise someone something. Yeah, slip your hand underneath their thigh. Seems a little personal. And, I know keeping a promise is pretty personal, but you can keep your hands away from my thighs. It's a little odd. The next chapter that I'm reading here is 50 of Genesis 24. He says, Then Laban and Bethuel replied, the matter comes from the Lord, so we cannot speak to you bad or good. Here is Rebekah before you. Take her and go, and let her be the wife of your master's son, as the Lord has spoken. Then Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. Thus Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Kind of seems like a lot of unconsensual sex is going on in here. Seems like there's a lot of lack of women's rights, which I guess is to be expected back in that day. I mean, women, you weren't people back then. You were just things to be traded and bargained for land and property and to bear babies. And apparently the Lord had no problem with that back then. That was totally cool. So that's something to think about. Now Abraham took another wife, whose name was Keturah. She bore to him Zimron, Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shua. Holy moly. I keep coming back to this. These people had a lot of kids back then, and apparently with another wife he had these with. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, and Hanok, and Abida, and Elda. All these were the sons of Keturah. It's very crazy. That's a lot of people. A lot of children. So I guess they're fulfilling that be fruitful and multiply thing at least. So Isaac lived in Gerar. When the men of the place asked about his wife, he said, she's my sister. For he was afraid to say, my wife, thinking the men of the place might kill me on account of Rebekah, for she is beautiful. It came about, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out through a window, and saw, and behold, Isaac was caressing his wife Rebekah. It came about... Then Abimelech called Isaac and said, behold, certainly she is your wife. How then did you say, she is my sister? And Isaac told him, because I said, I might die on account of her. Abimelech said, what is this you have done to us? One of the people might easily have lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us. kind of amusing how these people, when they go to these new cities, always refer to their wife as their sister. It's almost like, hey, if I tell every one of these people that this hot bitch here is my wife, they're gonna kill me and take her from me, and so I better just say she's my sister, and not worry about if some guy has sex with her or not, because it'll save my life. Seems kind of weird, and these people that get told this seem to not really care. So it's funny that people assume that. Maybe it has happened on many times before, I don't know. This seems really odd, and I don't understand why the Bible feels it's necessary to talk about this kind of thing. I don't know, maybe it has some sort of hidden meaning. The Lord appeared to him the same night and said, I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not fear, for I am with you. I will bless you and multiply your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham. This seems to be a reoccurring theme. He's like, behold, I'm God, and it's all good, and I'm cool with you, and we're going to make a lot of people. We're going to replenish all those people I killed that I'm not talking about anymore. So yeah, that's also kind of odd. Let's see here. Chapter 28. Jacob is sent away. So Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said to him, You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel and your mother's father, and from there take yourself a wife from the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. Your mother's brother. So he's basically sending his son off to marry a cousin? And they realize that's what's happening? Cousin loving. More with this cousin loving thing, and no one giving a crap. Not even God. Apparently incest is A-okay back then in the Old Testament. Let's see here. May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may become a company of peoples. See? God doesn't give a crap about you fucking your cousin. Proof, right there. He didn't give a crap. At least not in the Old Testament. Maybe he changed his mind. May he also give you the blessing of Abraham to you and to your descendants with you, that you may possess the land of your sojournings, which God gave to Abraham. Yeah, sounds all good in the hood. You're gonna go fuck your cousin. I'm gonna give you some more land. You're gonna have a bunch of babies. Yeah, sounds good. Let's see what else here. Yep. Laban had 2 daughters. The older was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Jacob loved Rachel. He said, I will serve you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel. And so Jacob served the 7 years for Rachel and worked for Laban. And then Jacob said to Laban, after working 7 years for the daughter, give me my wife, for my time is completed, that I may go into her. I've worked for 7 years, and now I want to, bang your daughter. So, give it up. Now in the evening, he took his daughter Leah, and he brought her to him, and Jacob went into her. So it came about in the morning that, behold, it was Leah that Jacob went into. And he said to Laban, What is this you have done to me? Why is it not Rachel that I have served with you and been given? Why then have you deceived me? But Laban said, It is not the practice in our place to marry off the younger daughter before our firstborn. Complete the week of this one, and we will give you the other also for the service which you shall serve with me for another 7 years. Well, that's some bullshit, isn't it? You had an agreement there, Laban. Jacob worked for you for 7 years, and you were supposed to give him your daughter Rachel. Rachel! But nope. You sent off your other daughter to go fuck that guy, and now he's in debt to you for another 7 years for that bitch. Screw you, Laban. You're a dick. Just saying. That's some bullshit right there. But Jacob was good with that, I guess. So yeah. So it came about in the morning that... sorry, I already read that part. So Jacob went into Rachel also. And indeed, he loved Rachel more than Leah. Well, no shit, because that's the one he wanted in the first place. Jesus Christ. And he served with Laban for another 7 years for some bitch he didn't want. Now the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, and he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. Leah conceived and bore a son, and named him Reuben, for she said, "Because the Lord has seen my affliction, surely now my husband will love me." No. Just because, I'm going to clear that up. Just because you have a child with someone doesn't mean they're instantly going to love you. That is a horrible presumption there to have. Just because you want to keep someone around, you want to make them love you, having a kid with them is a really bad way to try and do that. I'm sorry. That's entrapment. That's what that is. That's what that shit is. You're screwing someone over, taking the decision out of their hands, just so that you can have them stick around because you have feelings for them and you want them to feel those back. Bad. That is not how you do things. That is not how a mature adult handles situations. I'm sorry. Just had to get that off my chest. That's not how you handle shit. Now, when Rachel saw that she bore Jacob no children, she became jealous of her sister, and she said to Jacob, "Give me children, or else I die. If you don't give me kids, I'm probably going to kill myself." Then Jacob's anger burned against Rachel, and he said, "Am I in the place of God, who has withheld from you the fruit of the womb?" She said, "Here is my maid Bilhah. Go in to her, that she may bear on my knees, that through her I too may have children." What is with these people and going, you know what, I'm not having any kids, but I want a kid, so here's our maid. Go rape our slave and give me that kid. Then we'll be cool. What the fuck? These people were all like fucking messed in the head back then, I swear. That's some messed up shit. Who the fuck thought that was okay? And why does God let this happen? Why would he... I just don't understand why he would think this is okay. Why he would just kind of look the other way and be like, la 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 la. Yep, that's totally your kid. That you didn't rape the maid and make this happen. You didn't just shove her and just get her down and be like, "Thanks, wife. Thanks for letting me have this other woman here who may or may not consent to me fucking her." Holy shit. That is some messed up crap right there. I can't get over how just not good that is. But it's all good because he went along with it anyways, and they all went along with it, and no one was punished for this shit. Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son. So basically, yeah, he raped her, and they were cool with it, and she had a son. Then Rachel said, "God has vindicated me, and has indeed heard my voice, and has given me a son." Therefore she named him Dan. So basically they're saying, God was totally cool with this, and this was the divine plan all along, that someone's consent was overridden and they were having to bear a kid for their masters. Yep. When Leah saw that she had stopped bearing, she took her maid Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. Yeah. So not only is he fucking Leah, not only is he fucking Rachel, he's now fucking Bilhah, their maid, and Zilpah, Leah's maid. This dude is getting it on with 4 different chicks, 2 of which probably aren't giving him consent. He's just giving it to them anyway so they can have more kids. Holy shit. And apparently God's cool with all this. God gave heed to Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a 5th son. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, fucking 5 kids. Mostly out of rape. Then God remembered Rachel. Oh yeah! The one that you were originally supposed to love and care for and only be with. I remember her now, God said. And he gave heed to her and opened her womb. So now that she can have a kid. Cool. That is a lot of... just wow. Wow. Just holy hell. Anyways, this kind of goes on for a while, and Jacob kind of gets pissed off with Laban because he keeps screwing him over, and he's been tending to the cows and tending to this and tending to that and fucking these 4 women and having kids. And he's like, you know what, I'm getting out of here. Screw this place. And I'm pretty sure he leaves. Yeah, and then he leaves, and then Laban comes after him for some stupid reason. It's just retarded. I absolutely just do not like this story at all. Anyways, this next part is from Genesis 33. This is from the Jacob's Fear of Esau 32, number 32, book 32, I guess. I don't know. Whatever the fuck this is. Now he arose that same night and took his 2 wives and his 2 maids and his 11 children and crossed the ford of the Jabbok. He put the maids and their children, in the front and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph last. But he himself passed on ahead of them and bowed down to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. Then Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. His brother apparently kissed him on the neck. That's whatever. If I had any brothers and sisters, I don't know if I'd be that close to them, but whatever. People were really close back in the day. Please take my gift which has been brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have plenty. He urged him, and I guess he took it. Yeah, so there's exchanging of gifts going on here. And then there's the treachery of Jacob's sons, part 34. Now, Dinah, I guess, D-I-N-A-H, Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to visit the daughters of the land. When Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, he took her and lay with her by force. Wow. So basically it just says, yep, some dude, the prince of the land saw Leah's daughter and thought she was sexy and forced her to have sex with him. Boom, right there. That's some blatant, obvious rape. He was deeply attracted to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the girl and spoke tenderly to her. So after he raped her, he gave her some pillow talk. Fucking awesome. So basically in Genesis, there's just a lot of rape. A lot of rape, a lot of death, a lot of not understanding why any of this needs to be spoken of. I don't understand how this is teaching people good morals and how to worship God and to love Him or to, anything like that. That doesn't make any sense why this is in here. I'm about the 20-minute mark right now. I'm going to probably end it after this last little thing here. And I'll do a follow-up to this video right after this. So hold on a second. Genesis 35:24. All who went out of the gate of his city listened to Hamor and to his son Shechem, and every male was circumcised, all who went out of the gate of his city. Now it came about on the 3rd day, when they were in pain, that 2 of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword and came upon the city unawares and killed every male. They killed Hamor and his son Shechem with the edge of the sword and took Dinah from Shechem's house and went forth. Jacob's sons came upon the slain and looted the city because they had defiled their sister. Well, what goes around comes around, asshole. So I guess this Shechem, Prince of the Land guy, got his just comeuppance for randomly raping this dude's or this woman's daughter, the sons and whatever of Jacob. Took it upon them to slay everyone in the fucking village for that. So it's good to see some people, getting some just deserved desserts for their sins, I guess. That's good. Anyways, that's another episode of The Dead Truth. And the dead truth is there's a lot of dead fucking people and a lot of raped people in Genesis so far, and it's just crazy. Still kind of a lack of understanding of why all this needs to be told and all this kind of gruesome shit. But this is what we're here to do. Go through this thing and kind of try and understand it and figure it out. In the meantime, belief in yourself is more powerful than any god. Cheers.